Hey for you. I'm your commentator, Gordon Watson. I'm joined by co-commentator Indra Singh. Indra, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gordon. Welcome as we see a beautiful shot there of Govind Park in Bar, where in a few minutes' time we have Tafea FC versus AS Magenta to take to the field here in a Group C clash. Courts, Sports World and Vodafone, the sponsors of this tournament, as we welcome all our viewers. Gordon, a lot of people thought Bar was through, but a lot depends on this match.
That's right. Although Tafea have won one and lost one, there is an outside chance that if they get a big win today, they may be in the mix for a runner-up spot. But it's a long shot, as we see three little football fans having a nice refreshment ahead of the action. And of course later today, it's Bar who take the field and they can claim a semi-final spot.
Yeah, as we see the Vanuatu fans also there, not happy with the Tafea's lose, as we take a look at the beautiful Fiji Islands.
Doing tackling each other, that's what. Well, Krishna, the first Fijian to play in a senior FIFA tournament.
So we're only moments away from the two teams coming out onto Govind Park, and a very difficult assignment for AS Magenta. They got a 2-2 draw in their last game with Hikari United, but they are all but eliminated from the competition. There may be room for Alamazon to experiment, Indra.
Yeah, definitely, and someone I'm looking forward to is Bill Nichols getting a start here for AS Magenta, playing against his fellow countrymen.
So Amitesh Pal, the general coordinator for today's game, leads the match officials and the two teams out onto the park. Tafea can't lose their concentration today. They've got to keep going as if they do have a hope of making the last four. Of course, their future is out of their hands, even if they do go on to win this game. Well, there's something about the FIFA anthem playing that just gets the goosebumps up on your skin.
Yeah. My game is fair play, as the flag demonstrates, Gordon, and it's all about fair play. We've seen some unfair play, but we'll leave it for the past that's happened, as we see concentration on the face of the players. It's interesting in the Tafea lineup, we've got two players who've played in Fiji for a long time, Robert Tasso on the bench and Joseph Namriao starting as strikers.
Yes, they've been replaced by Jason Bottling and Jacques Wanamut, who are making their OFC Champions League debuts today. That's still a very strong New Caledonian lineup with Bertrand Kai. And don't forget, we're kicking dengue out of Fiji in association with UNICEF Pacific, the Fijian government, Fiji Football Association, and of course the Oceania Football Confederation. And Kick Dengue Out is a social responsibility program that so far has caught the eye and used the Champions League as a stage to promote its message of healthy living and awareness about this disease, Indra, that's prevalent in Fiji.
Yeah, it is gotten a lot of issues with dengue fever. And again, hats off to Oceania, UNICEF and Fiji Football for using this tournament as an opportunity to raise awareness about kicking dengue out of the country.
So the referee for today's match is Mr. Gerald Oyaka of the Solomon Islands. David Charles, Mr. Senga, and Rakesh Bihari of Fiji is the fourth official.
Another hot day coming up here already, the midday heat. Let's see how it works out as we see the Tafea players in a different strip here this afternoon.
Well, Tafea playing in an all navy blue kit. And this could be a very poignant day for AS Magenta and New Caledonian football. You have to ask whether or not next season we'll see the likes of Pierre Wajoka or Olivier Dokanengo, now well into their 30s, although yesterday James Naka certainly proved to be a role model to aspire to for any player in his middle age.
Would have had night beers last night if you would have put the other chances away, Gordon.
Well, that could have been a very, very different outcome yesterday. It was an entertaining game to watch and call for you. We also welcome our viewers around the Pacific from Tahiti, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, our dear friends in the Solomon Islands who are continuing to go through all manner of natural disasters. There was a 7.6 earthquake there. So, Bar against Sakari later this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Nandi taking on Dragon. That is a dead rubber. And Kiwi FC against Solomon Warriors. Supere in the box seat in Group A. Waitakere after their draw with Solomon sit second. Amakal and Auckland tied on 6 points. A draw should be enough to see them both through to the semi-finals. While Bar, top of Group C, 3 points clear of Tafea, and a win this afternoon will book the men in black a spot in the last four. So Tafea, as I said, Wanamut and Bottling making their debuts. Freddie Vava gets his first run out for Tafea in this competition. And it's a 4-1-4-1 formation, so no deviation from the tactical plan by coach Moise Poida. And for Magenta, it's the return of Ludovic Wakanumene, who missed the last match through suspension. Cedric Sanso is also restored to the lineup. And for the Dokanengo brothers, it's the first time they've started a match together. They've both been on the field at the same time, but one or the other has come off the bench. So it's a 4-3-1-2 formation, an aggressive statement by coach Alan Wazon, who still seeks his first win in this competition. And we're off. 30-degree heat. It's 52% humidity. I have to say, Andrew, it feels a lot warmer than that. We've been blessed with good weather for the most part. There's only been one match day affected by rain.
Yeah, and I was just thinking there for a while, the kick around, if we had it in this ground with this weather, it will definitely not work. But if you look at the players, they'll definitely be feeling it. And I believe there's a water break coming up in this one as well.
That's right. The water breaks are taken in the 25th minute of each half. Gives the players an opportunity to refresh and combat the effects of the stifling heat. So, AS Magenta seeking their first victory in this competition. Long range shot. Fired across the bows of Sialoni Irul. Doesn't trouble the goalkeeper. First touch of the ball for Jason Bottling on debut. Winjo William. We have noticed, Indra, that the pace of the games played at 1 o'clock does tend to be somewhat slower than the late afternoon games.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff plan accordingly. If they start too frantically, I think it will affect the players. They need to last the 90. And while many might think that AS Magenta is out of this tournament, as we see them in front of us coming in with and trying the upper third, but what will happen is, I believe, the playoffs, the worst placed of the teams from one of the countries will be involved in the teams from that country will be involved in the playoff for next season's Champions League, Gordy.
Well, that's correct. We do start the OFC Champions League well in advance of the group stage tournament. The OFC preliminary competition took place in American Samoa last year, and that revealed Kiwi FC as the qualifier from that particular section. They've struggled to compete at this level. They opened up all right though with a 2-0 defeat to Waitakere United, but the wheels fell off yesterday against Pire.
Yeah, again, another player is looking forward to watching him in action. He's number 11 for AS Magenta, Bertrand Kai.
Yeah, goal on OFC Champions League debut for Bertrand Kai, who would dearly love to add to that total here today. Here's Fedi Vava. Nice header by Sanso. Ludovic Wakanumene restored to the lineup after missing out through suspension in the 2-2 draw with Hekari, playing alongside his brother Loic. Jeremy Dokanengo to his brother Olivier.
A lot of family affairs in this AS Magenta team here this afternoon, Gordon.
Yes, you're quite right.
Two sets of brothers.
Two sets of brothers, and there is a third Wakanumene on the bench. Jean-Patrick, and Jean-Xavier is also in the 30-man squad, but he's not here in Fiji. Of course, we think of another set of famous brothers. There's three in the bar lineup, I understand. Penny Finau, Osea Vakatalisau, and...
there's two of them, Penny Finau, Benjo, and Osea Vakatalisau. Leone Vorukania decided to move back to the district he was with, and there's a younger one who's coming through the ranks. He featured for the under-17s in Vanuatu last year.
It's very good to hear that that football gene pool continues to thrive, and there's more on the way for Fijian football.
Joseph Nawo on the left side for Tafea. Proved to be a thorn for the Hekari side in the opening game. Played well in the first half as he plays the ball back into his half. Played well against Bar in the first half, but was shut out when the Bar defenders just totally starved him of possession, and that's what he's just touched the ball once so far in this game. It'll be interesting to see how Joseph Nawo features the Solomon Islander.
Jeremy Dokanengo. Long ball punched forward. Bernard Irv. Good touch from Olivia Dokanengo. Pierre Wajoka. Bernard Irv. Now Nichols. Vanuatuan sets himself up for a good shot. Oh, and it's taken a nasty deflection. Now Tafea on the counter-attack. Namario has made a run down this right-hand side. Wakanumene across. Well, that's risky defending by Wakanumene. He's got away with it. Now the Dokanengo brothers combined. Jeremy played it too early to Bertrand Kai.
Here you go, Daulong Dumbelip with the throw. Daulong Dumbelip has been impressive with his tournament despite that hiding against Bar, the former Vanuatu under-20 international.
Yes, Dumbelip has impressed. He really got Tafea up and running in this competition on match day 1 for his club. That win over Hekari will go down in Tafea history as one of the most memorable in this competition. Bernardo. Away by Botleng. Makalo. Loic Wakanumene. So, two teams who are just feeling each other out at the moment as they seek to gain a foothold in this match. Jacques Wanamont.
Freddy Vava coming there with trying to get a through pass to his strikers. Not successful. Freddy Vava on your picture now. First start in this tournament. Another big name for Vanuatuan football.
Yes, he was national team skipper and played at centre half for most of his career. He seems to be deployed in a midfield role alongside Boncalo. Dokanengo. Exui's clearance. Benjamin Bernard Irv picking it up for Wajoka. Makalu on the overlap. Lucien Enge with a cute back heel, but Bernard Erv read it. Scrappy start to this game. Oh, and Sanso's lost his footing. Makes a partial recovery. Dokanengo's jumped in. Well, we've seen a number of long balls in this tournament that just run through to the keeper. Teams just hurrying themselves unnecessarily. The heat's got to be a factor in that.
Yeah, we see a slow-paced match in front of us as we see AS Magenta with Bill Nichols trying to make a break on the right side.
Damalip for Wanamut. Here's Vava, one of 3 changes in this lineup today. Headed clear by Wakanumene. Sanso. Bernard Erv. Wajoka. That's a good ball by Wajoka. Nichols, can he use his pace to get past Enge? He has. The shot is over the crossbar. Has to go down as a wasted effort.
There you go, Bill Nichols with the first of the touch against his countryman, the Vanuatuan style we've known about as we see the replay. Comes in, a great ball played through to Bill Nichols or Bernard Erv, I believe. Pio Wajoka plays the through ball. Bill Nichols cuts it back in and comes in with a left shot straight over the crossbar. Didn't hit the target. What we saw yesterday with Benjamin Totori, Solomon Warrior is reading his game each time and shutting him out for the Waitakere side. Can the Tafea defense do the same with Pio Wajoka?
We'll find out. Bertrand Kai. Gerald Doyaka has spotted the foul on Kai.
Yeah, that's the famous hairstyle. A lot of people in the Pacific know that.
So you can see here that Kai was fouled quite clearly. Dokanenga will take it. He's got a good range of passing. What can he produce here? Clipped in by Dokanenga. Sanso's header over the bar. Cedric Sanso was dropped for the second game. He's now back in the lineup.
See the free kick delivered. Sanso with a clear header tries to lob it over Seloni. He's not able to. 2 shots over the crossbar so far, or 2 attempts over the crossbar so far by the AS Magenta side, playing well in the first 10 minutes or so.
Well, both these clubs have played in an OFC Champions League final previously. AS Magenta's last appearance in a final was in 2005. They were beaten 2-0 by Sydney FC in the final in Papeete in Tahiti. And Tafea played in the 2001 final against Wollongong. They were beaten by 1-0. That was in Papua New Guinea.
Seloni tries to set up his wall with the free kick to come from Bernard Erv. From this right side, Bernard Erv. He came on against Bar and did some good work. He's been restored or brought into the starting lineup by Alan Mozan. Let's see what can Bernard Erv conjure up and create from this free kick.
Whipped in. It's not a good one. It's headed away. Mario can't get there. He loses out to Jeremy Dokanengo. Enge. Jacques Wanamut. Well, he's given that straight to Jeremy Dokanengo. That's poor. Now Olivier Dokanengo. Nichols. Played wide to Wajoka. Clever pass from Wajoka. Kai on the first time pass to Makalu, but Makalu's first touch was horrible.
Makalu makes the run back to his half. It's quickly the goal kick taken by Seloni. Start play once again, Freddy Vava. It's all about the touches, isn't it, Gordon? The first few minutes, you feel comfortable with the ball. You see Auckland City do that a lot. The back three.
That's a good flick by Freddy Vava. If he can square this. Well, that's a poor ball from Nomario. All he needed to do was scuff that firmly along the ground with a bit of a bend on it. And Damalip was through. Well, he's through now. It's Nawo. Well, Magenta just lapses of concentration, putting themselves under pressure.
Yeah, Joseph Nawa, we said he's the danger man in this team, the Solomon Islander, playing for Tafea. As we watch the replay coming in, poor ball, Freddie Vava wins it. Joseph Nawa outmuscles the defender just across the goal mouth. Namriao couldn't get there. They caught offside. Joseph Namriao coming in from an offside position to challenge for that ball, puts his hands up. Well known in the Fijian football circles, played a number of years for Suva and Lambasa, local football teams, works in Vanuatu now, finishing his studies. At one time he banged in, I think, about 4 goals against Bar on this very ground playing for Suva.
He's deceptively quick, Namario. He hasn't got the build of the likes of Bernard Herve or Bertrand Kai, but he does cover the ground very quickly. Luke Wakanumene for Ludovic. Nice touch from Bernard Herve. Makalu. So Indra Bar celebrated its 75th anniversary just yesterday, I understand, and there's a big game coming up this afternoon.
Yeah, Bar Town Council 75th anniversary. The Prime Minister of the country was the chief guest here, opening the new hall, and it was all about celebrating the town of Bar, and that could be one of the motivating factors this afternoon. They're expecting a good turnout compared to the first 2 games, but it being a Palm Sunday in Fiji, that's another concern. But the Bar officials will be surprised. Those watching later on at 4 p.m. local time kickoff, number of changes coming up for the Bar team, with the yellow card situation to come into play.
Yes, and I understand that if you get booked twice in this tournament and miss a match, it won't carry over. But if you go through to the semi-finals on 1 yellow card,
Gets wiped out.
it will count. And you could risk missing the second leg semi-final or the finals itself.
Yeah, the final's been confirmed to be home and away.
Well, that's something that we still await official confirmation of, but my understanding is that is how the tournament will be concluded, with a home and away home and away final. Good tackle by Jeremy Dokanengo. Brave header from Luke Wakanumene.
Onimut with a throw. Bernard Herve trying to outmuscle, but it's undone. It's Winter William.
Boncalo made a run into the penalty area. Nawo is available on the far side.
We've got another big one coming up tomorrow afternoon at Churchill Park. Amical tackling on Auckland City.
Yes, that's going to be a cracker, although there is this... Oh, the cross is hoisted away by Wakanumene. Tafea knocking on the door. Vava hoists it in. Exui comes for it and claims. Well, the interesting part about that Amical Auckland match, Indra, is that if it's a draw, it puts Amical and Auckland on 7 points each. And that may well be enough to see both of them go through, which does set up a rather interesting final match day when AS Pere face Waitakere United. Waitakere on 4 points, Pere on 6. A draw would send Pere through and leave Waitakere on 5 points. And with Auckland and Amical, assuming they played out a draw, they would be 2 points off that best runner-up spot. So it all gets rather complicated as these final 3 match days unfold. And the other question is, of course, can Amical and Auckland City really trust to the moment to play out that type of a match? Because if you lose, you're stuck on 6 points and the advantage swings back the other way.
Yeah, it does. And just for argument's sake, as Tafea drew a foul and earned themselves a free kick in a dangerous position, as we see the replay. Boncalo taking the ball, making a run.
was a good run by Boncalo. Defender might have a right to feel somewhat unfortunate. There wasn't a lot he could do once he got square on. Carlo lost his momentum and then crashed straight into his opponent, Wakanumene.
Boncalo and Joseph Nawo letting out a move there. It's Feri Vava has come into the picture as well.
So are we going to see a set routine from Tafea, or will it just be a direct shot on goal? Well, Jason Botling's making a nuisance of himself in that Magenta wall.
Number 8 is unmarked.
I think no one might have a go here, Indra. He does, he's fired it straight into the wall. Engate, Nawo. Nichols. Well, that's an odd ball from Nichols. Damalit. Good block from Makalu. Wajoka. Makalu on the overlap. Damalit with a good recovery. And he's won the throw.
Yeah, he's gone all the way from this side to the other side, Damalip. And he found himself in a good position there moments ago, but good defensive pattern as we see AS Magenta coach El Moazan. Hands in the pockets, barking out instructions.
He came to this tournament looking to win games. That was his mandate and his self-set targets. It hasn't worked out that way for him or his team. That's a good ball and a great clearance. Sanso. Oh, and Olivia Dupaningo has been taken out by Freddie Vava. 20 minutes gone. Tafea 0, Magenta 0. Vava goes into the book with a yellow card.
Freddie Vava coming in from behind, clips the heels. Definitely a yellow. We've seen this a lot, tackles from behind, and the referees have been very strict on this in this tournament. Straight out, the cards come out, they shake hands. All good to go. Olivier and Freddie Vava. Bernard Herb is already proving to be a handful on the other side. There's then another foul by Tafea. In a dangerous position. And this time Bill Nichols goes down. Yeah.
So neither side's really been able to get into the ascendancy here after 21 minutes. No clear-cut chances. Errol sets his wall. Barks orders at his teammates to get their marking right. Bertrand Kaiser, big danger here. He's wound into the far post. It's a good ball in. And the shot from Dokanengo is a poor one.
They've had 3 shots and they haven't hit the target as he makes his way back into his half, talking to his defenders, setting it up as Saloni gets ready to take the free kick. The goal kick, Jerem. You see the free kick delivered in. Good delivery. Headed clear by the defense. And just the final finishing not there. They haven't hit the target with their attempts, AS Magenta.
Olivia Dokanengo. Bernard Herve. Nichols. Bernard Herve just popped that ball forward with a bit too much power. Tafea have conceded a throw.
And Tafea haven't started as like they are in it to win. Tafea looks, the AS Magenta looks more hungrier.
Good ball in by Bertrand Kai. He's offside though. Well, that's ironic because that's the type of ball they need to be playing in to Bertrand Kai. And Bertrand Kai can't be playing those balls to himself.
Makes his way back, Bertrand Kai. Well, the sun the sun has gone down a bit, so it will help these two teams. As it's not like what we saw about 2 hours ago here at Govind Park. It's having a feel of the ground, very humid. Sure, would have been mid-30s earlier on this morning.
Magenta, they caught Tafea out. Bertrand Kai has a chance. Oh, he crossed it instead. It might have taken a deflection. No deflection. But Tafea need to sort themselves out. They're inviting problems. You can't afford to give Pierre Wajoka those sorts of opportunities to create and craft chances.
See, Bertrand Kai comes in looking for Bill Nichols on the far post. Just eludes Bill Nichols as he points to the corner flag. Referee's not having any of it.
Dokaningo to Jeremy Dokaningo. Jelinek Sui hasn't had much to do yet for Magenta. That was a tight ball. Now Magenta's turn to produce some pretty strange defending. Well, Wajoka and Olivia Dokaninga are a joy to watch. They got their team out of a problem that was self-created. Oh, two Tafea players go down in a heap.
Cedric Sensort saying they collided with each other. He had nothing to do with it. Referee's not having any of it. Gerald Oyaka from the Solomon Islands. So you watch the replay. The ball comes in. Bill Nichols coming in. They forgot for a moment where the ball was. It's Boncalo takes the brunt of it. Namariao.
Oh, and he's halted right at the last moment. And it's a goal kick. AS Magenta.
Yeah, great ball played in by Namariao to Dalong Damlip. Namariao took it well. Moved away from Loic, played it in for Dalong Damalip. They're looking for offside, but a good cover. Bertrand Kai.
Namario. Oh, he's done well to link that through to Nawo. Wakanumene had to hook it off the end of his foot.
We have the water break called for 2 minutes.
I think it's just
a minute.
A minute.
Yep.
They refresh, and as soon as Gerald Oyaka blows his whistle, they have to return to the field of play.
Yeah. Maybe we spoke too soon. The sun's out as we see Bertrand Kai makes his way with his skipper, Pierre Wajoka, to the sideline. A minute of water break. Bill Nichols on your screen. See Joseph Nawo.
It's hot work out there, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. See Bertrand Kai. Ice pack on the back of his neck. Water going on Pierre Wajoka. Last games for the two teams before they depart to the respective countries. Tafea, the one out of these two, with the minimum chance of maybe playing in the semi-finals, but not what we've seen so far with this nil-all. You see Freddie Vava, Joseph Namariao.
Yes, it's more than likely these two teams will be playing here for the last time in this edition.
Yeah, great shot there. Joseph Nawo getting ready to take a throw-in. It's all set, ready to roll. And the players make their way back onto the playing arena. Joseph Nawo ready to take a throw-in for Tafea on this grandstand side. Freddie Vava. Joseph Nawo leaves it for Wanamut.
Wanamut with a throw. And it's a foul throw. Well, you can't afford to make mistakes like that at this level.
It's a walking pace, Gordon, as we see the players walking pace already, as Wanamut gets ready to take another throw for Tafea. Joseph Nawo trying to Jerem. Draws a free kick.
Yeah, Nawo's got a free kick for his troubles. Well, this game has been all about set pieces so far. I have to say, there is a vulnerability to AS Magenta around the goalkeeper, Yilan Iksui. He's actually played quite well during the tournament, but if Nawo can get the trajectory and accuracy of this free kick into the danger area, just in front of the 6-yard box, this could be a problem for Iksui, and he can't. You have to beat the first man. That's a poor free kick. Good recovery though, but he's made the problem for himself. Given away again. Sanso. Well, both teams struggling to hold on to possession. Well, Dokaningo says he won the ball, but you can't come in from behind.
Boncalo has been in the thick of things, and he's been impressive in the 2 games we've seen before this. Boncalo, not a big guy, but as we watch it again, Boncalo. Oh, sandwiched by 3 there. Draws a free kick. Let's see what they can conjure up from this one.
That's a good ball. Sanso got a touch on it for Magenta. Kai. Nichols is unmarked. If he can spot him. Makalu, if he puts this ball in now. Oh, he tried to. Oh! Oh. Well, a complete miscue. It's the second one from Makalu. Inge.
Do you think they just spoke about it this morning? Let's go to the grounds, get this game done and over with, and move across to the airport, catch the flight back home.
Certainly got that air about it. Tafea, as you said before the broadcast began, have a very slim chance of somehow miraculously getting through to the semi-finals, but it's highly unlikely. And perhaps that reality has tempered somewhat the motivation levels.
Very Vava with a clearing header there. First start played well so far for Tafea. Butchun Kai, the other side, about to take the throw in. Leaves it.
There's the throw, not a bad one. Kai shoots to the near post. That's probably the best chance we've seen from open play. Sialuni Erul having to save low to his left at the near post. Difficult to beat a goalkeeper from there. Oh, nice ball. Bill Nichols couldn't get onto it. Vava gives it straight to Dokuningo. The scrappiness continues. And let's not forget, Indra, this is the 3rd game for these 2 teams in a very short space of time. They've had 2 days break between matches. And in this heat, it's going to take its toll. The legs get heavier. The recovery periods get shorter and shorter. And it really tests the body's ability to recover. Good ball by Vava. Namario. Well, that was a fair challenge by Wakanumene. Makalu. Keeps giving the ball away. Leopold Makalu. Namario. This time Loic Wakanumene picks up Joseph Namario.
Two chances in as many minutes there for Joseph Nabariao. Defenders having to work overtime to cut out his attack. Joseph Nabariao, definitely if he gets a chance in this game, he will put it away. Hasn't scored a goal in this tournament as yet.
Tafea look as though they're going to make a substitution very shortly. We'll come back to that. Iksui's clearance. Nice header by Turu. Got one on what overturns possession. Nice ball, Bertrand Kai. He's away against Lucien Enge and Aloni Errol. Kai must surely score. Oh dear me. It's in the back of the net anyway.
Bill Nichols.
Bill Nichols puts it in the net. Bertrand Kai. It wasn't a pass, was it, Indra? That was that was a shot that went bizarrely wrong.
Yeah, as we look at it again on the screen, Bertrand Kai, I thought he had butchered it when he took that. As we see that replay again, the ball comes in. Tafea giving away possession in the AS Magenta half. Quickly played and released to Bertrand Kai by his captain, Pierre Wajoka. Bertrand Kai races away from Lucien and then cuts it inside and cuts past Aloni Uriel. And there you go, he miscued it. He miscued that placing, but Bill Nichols at the right time, at the right place, at the right time, finishes it off with a beautiful shot from the back of the goalpost. You see, there you go. Yeah. Oh,
Dear me, it's
I think Saloni might have got a slight touch on it, and when Bertrand Kai tried to place it, but 1-0 to AS Magenta through Bill Nichols, as we have a replacement player, Zika Manuhui, who's come onto the field of play for Tafea FC.
It's 1-0 to Magenta after 33 minutes. And Bill Nichols with a goal on his OFC Champions League debut. And he was very lucky to get it, I can tell you. I don't think Alan Moison's going to care too much about how this ended up in the back of the net. As we see Nichols go to ground.
Check, check, check. Check, check. Check. Stop it. Ole. Back more. Back.
Well, Wajoka standing over the ball. Hoisted in, and it's only gone as far as Makalu, and he's just shot wide. Leopold Makalu, he's had a real mixed bag this afternoon.
Yeah, Jean-Paul Makalu, it's his third attempt at goal. As we see, coming in, cuts it in, just past El Celoni's post.
So Magenta leading Tafea by 1-0.
Provided this result stays, Gordon will have Bar qualify for the semi-finals even without having to kick off against Hekari United this afternoon. And they will top the group regardless of a loss, a win or a draw.
Yeah, quite right. Played wide by Mahui. Tafea need to respond and do so quickly. Wanamut goes to the far post. Damilit. Turu. William, who stayed forward. That's a good ball for Namario. He's going to need an outlet, Namario, and he's fired it straight into his teammate's chest. It's deflected handily for Magenta, and now they're making a break. Dokanengo needs a hand. He's got no takers. Indicative of the heat, because that was a counter-attack that was opening up, but there was nobody making an overlapping run because nobody could make an overlapping run.
Poor pass. Good defensive work there by Ludovic.
.36 minutes gone. Tafea 0, Magenta 1. Wanamut.
Just that final ball for Tafea has not been working this afternoon, as we see another through ball played right across into the box, and no takers in up front for Tafea. Joseph Namariau and Joseph now are both close with each other. None of them making a run. Maybe it's just too hot, but a mistake by the East Magenta defense. Cleared well, Bernard Herve takes it away.
Kai, that's a great turn and run. Nichols is in the middle. He takes on Bottling. He's cut it back for Wajoka. Oh dear. The next goal in this game is so important in these conditions. If Magenta get it, I have the feeling they'll go on to win the game.
And Bertrand Kai has been a thorn in that Tafea defense, isn't it, with his runs on those flanks and that unfortunate finishing that he tried to do that set up the goal for Bill Nichols. But apart from that, he's done some good work.
Yes, he has. Let's not kid ourselves. His eyes lit up because he thought that was going to be his second goal of the tournament. And as it turns out, he helped Bill Nichols score on debut, but I don't know that the intention was there. Perhaps it will be this time. Kai taking on Engate. Olivia Dokanengo sets up Wajoka. Good save, Earl. Wonderful save. He's having a good go at his defence, Sialoni Earl. He's not happy that Magenta were so easily able to create that chance. So Magenta very definitely on top.
Again, Bertrand Kai gets bundled into the box. Looks up to the referee. Nothing given.
I think he might get a corner out of it.
There's Saloni there. Brilliant save by Saloni. He's kept Tafea into this game as we see it. Just a shot coming in from Kai. Oh, palmed away by Saloni. Brilliant save. And all the right in the world to tell his defenders off.
He's got more work to do though with this corner.
Sets up his wall.
And it comes. Jeremy Dokanengo's header's off target. Well, as things stand, Magenta would finish runners-up in Group C with 4 points. And Tafea would drop into third in the group, courtesy of their negative goal difference. It sits at -3. Magenta's currently sits at -1. Offside. Well, you know, Indra, we've had, let me see, 13 matches. This is the 13th match. And I have to say, the assistant referees have been absolutely spot on. We haven't seen one contentious offside missed or one called incorrectly. I think that's got to be some sort of a milestone in OFC competitions. I've been very impressed with how the assistant referees have managed the matches.
It's great to see them picking up for their referees when it's missed. And we saw that in the Nendi game.
Chance for Nawo. Jelinek Zui has come out. Still Nawo. Oh, and he's got that completely wrong.
Shakes his head as he walks back to his half. Joseph Nawo. As you see, headed away by the defense, played through Joseph Nawo, one-on-one situation, turns away from the goalkeeper, turns back in, looks up, turns again, looks up, sees the goalkeeper off his line, tries to lob it, plays it over the crossbar. Moy Spoiler on your screen, not a happy chap at the moment. And he'll be back in the country for the Under-20 Championships with the Vanuatu Under-20 team.
Yes, that competition takes place in Suva next month. May 23rd through to the 31st, I think.
Yep, yellow card there to Bonkalo for that foul. play. Bonkalo loses possession, then lashes out. Just sheer frustration by Bonkalo.
So yellow card for Bonkalo.
One player I haven't seen feature for Tafea is Nico Jack, who's not even the matchday squad today, number 25, and he played here at in Fiji last year for Lautoka in the Inter-District Championships, and Nico Jack was quite impressive. He had come across with Jean Kalta, who is with Hekari, another Vanuatu under 20 rep.
Oh, that's a good ball. Great ball by Jacques Wanamut. Comfortable save in the end. The header lacked power. I think that's why Yelenik Zui was able to make that stop from Manuhi's header. This is one of the best quality crosses from a deep area that we've seen in this competition. Look at that. He just well,
more power needed there from the header for Manuhi.
Definitely. He had a big target to aim at, and he just needed to get his neck through the ball and try and force Yelenik Zui into a sprawling save. But as it was, he didn't test him hard enough, really. Bertrand Kai and Bill Nichols are in the penalty area awaiting a cross from Wajoka. I don't know that Wajoka's got the pace these days to beat a defender. And Bernard Earth's given it away. Tafea can counter-attack. Nawo's unmarked here on the right. Namario running through the centre. Oh, dear me. Can't do that. Well, the momentum of the counter-attack broken. Bill Nichols gets a fortunate bounce of the ball. Still continuing, and he's won a corner. Well, it's end-to-end stuff, but it's littered by errors, Indra.
Yeah, it is, and Tafea making the more of the errors out of the two teams, as we see Freddie Vava making a good run back in defense after that error, giving away the ball to his fellow countryman Bill Nichols. Freddie Vava covering, wins a goal kick. Saloni gets ready to take the goal kick, but again, Joseph Nawo looked up, tried to release, couldn't do that, and then just lost possession. Again, he comes across here for the ball.
So we're in the 45th minute of this Group C game. Tafea 0, AS Magenta 1.
So they were on -2 heading into this game, Tafea. Gone to -3, I believe. Goal difference, and what that means is if they do need to stand, yeah, they were on -3. They need to score a massive number of goals now in the second half.
Yes, it certainly looks all over for Tafea in terms of the semi-final picture. Kai onside. Flag stayed down, Bertrand Kai. And he has his goal. This time, Bertrand Kai.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, Bertrand Kai this time he did butcher it as he runs away. Yeah. He talks to his captain and says, I've done it this time, I finished it off, didn't need Bill Nichols. Bertrand Kai on the stroke of half time has put AS Magenta 2-0, and maybe all hopes for Tafea is over. As you mentioned, there's a good release there from the captain Pia Wajoka. Bertrand Kai beats the offside trap, goes, rounds up Seloni Uriel, And with the left foot just rolls it in. Great goal by Bertrand Kai. 2-0. And as I said, game over for Tafea. Got it.
Yes, 2 goals is too many, I think, for Tafea to come back from. Or can they? Oh, that was a good ball from Nawo. Mario in your picture made a very good run to the near post, but he didn't have a target to aim at. He had already drifted beyond that near post.
Could be looking at his first win in this tournament, Alan Moisan.
Yes, they'll climb off the bottom of this group and they will sit in second place if the scoreline remains the same. Bertrand Kai's now scored 2 goals in this competition in 2 games, and I bet you Alan Maizon wishes he had him for the first one.
I was going to mention that Alan Maizan would be thinking just the difference he would have made against those fiery bar defenders with these runs, Bertrand Kai.
That's half time. AS Magenta, 2 goals to the good. 1 for that man there, Bertrand Kai. He had a hand in the first one. A somewhat unintentional hand. I think Kai feels probably that he should have had both of them. Let's look back at the highlights of the first half.
See the ball released there. Tried to clear away Freddy Vava. Joseph now comes in, tries. Joseph Namariao cannot get into the head of it. That was the first of the chances there. You see AS Magenta, Bertrand Kai again involved, trying to lob. Bill Nichols misses it. Again, Tafea come in. Namariao turns away from the defenders, plays it across, and Dalong Damali couldn't get the desired shot. Bertrand Kai eludes his defender, makes that run, comes in, and releases Jean-Paul. Comes in, rifles it. Again, AS Magenta. This time it was the captain, Pio Ajoka, releasing Bertrand Kai. Kai with his speed down on that right side, cuts it in from Lucien, cuts it in from Siloni, tries to place it, misses it, but Bill Nichols there to place it for 1-0. What a relief it would have been for the coaching staff and the man himself, Bertrand Kai, that did eventually go in. He beat everybody but himself there for a moment as Bill Nichols celebrates, and palmed away by Siloni there, out of the shots. And this time Joseph Nawo, he rounds the goalkeeper, turns in, looks up, turns in again, looks up, tries to lob it, not where he wanted it. Again, it was Tafea, good cross coming in, and a poor header there by the replacement Zika Manui. And again, the captain, Wajoka, releases Bertrand Kai, beats the offside trap. This time he'll say he'll do it again, rounds up Seloni, places with his left. This time he's happy. See, Wajoka releases it. Bertrand Kai heads it down, looks up, all good, turns away from Seloni. Makes it 2-0 to AS Magenta at half-time.
So half-time in the match between Magenta and Tafea. It's 2-0 to Magenta. Join us very shortly for the rest of this OFC Champions League broadcast.
preparing our team to go there and then try every best to win this game.
I believe my boys can do better for Wolfanato and the supporters part.
So welcome back to Govan Park and Bar. It's half time in the match between Tafea and AS Magenta. It's 2-0 for the French-speaking team. Indra, they've been with their lead.
They definitely have been, and as we mentioned in the first half, they looked the more hungry of the two teams, and Tafea, even though in with a chance, as we see the Bar fans are already waiting for their Men in Black team to come onto the pitch. They'll be a happy bunch because, as we mentioned in the break, that as we watch the goals again, it's Pia Wajoka to release the ball here for Bertrand Kai. Can't get enough of watching this one, Gordon. Bertrand cuts in the defender, Lucien Ben cuts in Barcelona, miscues the shot, Bill Nichols places it, Bertrand celebrates. See, Wajoka's playing through, as Bertrand Kai cuts it in.
Well, he would have been relieved to see that go in the back of the net.
Yeah. Again, he gets released just on the stroke of halftime, heads it down, looks up at the assistant referee, all clear, takes on Saloni Urel, and then just places it with his left. 2-0, gets his second goal of the tournament. Bertrand Kai. Good control there by Bertrand Kai with his head. Other players would have tried to test it. And he celebrates, as you see. Takes it away, beautiful shot there, Bertrand, and then a left footer.
So the Vanuatu flag still flying here in Bar, and it could still be flying in the OFC Champions League beyond this competition group stage, with Amakel almost certainly destined to make the last four. There's a bit of work for them to do. They face Auckland City on Monday.
Putting it through in the 4th minute to put the Esbiri up by 1-0. Easy tap in, Masito to backpedals, but a bit too late. Then a minute later, mistake, and Nea Bennett punishes Masito too. He didn't realize that he couldn't quite, and Nea sneaking in well, like a good striker. And in the 21st minute of play, Marama Bahirua's corner kick falling through, and Nea Bennett getting his third, his hat-trick, giving Masito to no chance at all. The captain got into the action, Marama Bahirua. Every country have their sign, they have the rowing sign. 37th minute of play, a foul, and Andrew Setefano in the penalty by Raymana made it 5-0. In the 41st minute, with the 2 minute of added time again, Raymana easily slots it in, as the Kiwi defense were all square and stranded. Again, Espere creating the chances, and Delaria made it look a scorer of an experienced player, knew where it will be, and putting them up Espere by 7-0. All smiles, and he certainly was happy with it. And in the 90th minute of play, Bennett, the captain, getting his 4th and becoming the top goal scorer of this tournament so far. Making his debut also in this game, Nea Bennett.
So we're back at Goulburn Park, and a wave from some men in black supporters who are in here early. Bar in action this afternoon.
I think they made their way early to see what Tafea would be able to do, because they were worried that Tafea might get the required goals to put Bar under pressure. But as it stands, AS Magenta taking that 2-0 advantage into the second half. More relaxed on the picture. Black glasses for the men in black supporters as well.
So how do you see the second half going, Indra?
Yeah, good to see the young kid in picture there. But yeah, the second half, I think if AS Magenta carry on doing what they've been doing in the first half, they will definitely be able to hold off Tafea, and Tafea will be done and dusted. And as we said, off to the airport maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, back home. And Moise Poida leaves Tafea and joins up with his under-20s, I believe. Preparing for next month's under-19 championship. But Tafea has not played the way we saw them play in the first games against Hikari, Gordon.
No, they certainly haven't. They've shown their inexperience as a group. I mean, just a quick look through this team lineup. Only Freddie Vava has played more than 10 games in the OFC Champions League previously. The rest of them have played no more than the games that they've played in this tournament. Joseph Namario's got 2 appearances from a previous edition, but apart from that, and apart from Joseph Nawo, it's all rather brand new for Tafea.
As we see Goulburn Park Pavilion A, that is, if you haven't been to Goulburn Park from the Pacific, that's Pavilion A of Goulburn Park in Ba in Fiji. And this is the home ground of the Men in Black Bar, as we see Vanuatu flags across on the other side of the grandstand. 2 supporters are waiting for their beloved Tafea. And these are mostly students, Gordon, who've made the trip down from Suva, University of the South Pacific, coming to support. And we've seen that a lot with the Solomon and Vanuatu teams that are featuring in this tournament. Solomon Warriors, unfortunately, yesterday, giving up that 1-0 lead as the players make their way back. Tafea, Moise Poida would have given them instructions. Even a 2-all draw would be pleasing for him now.
Yeah, I think Moise Poida would take a 2-all draw out of this if he could get it. And you do make an excellent point. We have had a lot of supporters from Solomon Islands and Vanuatu have made their way up from Suva, from the student community down there. And it made a big difference for the Solomon Warriors yesterday when they took on Waitakere United. What did you think of that performance?
I think it was a brilliant showing by the Warriors, despite having gone through the flooding situation, the earthquake in Honiara. And what they did show was the big heart and the big courage, and they were only to blame because they were all over Waitakere, couldn't finish off their chances. And what happened in the end, we know that Waitakere got that much needed goal, a mistake by the goalkeeper. And 1-all draw, Waitakere is still alive, Solomon Islands dead and buried, as we see AS Magenta now make their way onto the field, led by the captain, Pia Wajoka. And they will be pretty happy. Seloni Uriel, ready gloves going on now. And I'm just talking to our counterpart Harry from Vanuatu. He might be off to Stoke City for another trial soon.
Yeah, he's the top goalkeeper. I first saw him at the 2010 Youth Olympic Games with the Vanuatu under-15 boys team, and he was highly rated there. Certainly hope his retrial at Stoke goes well. Don Mansale is prepped and ready to make an appearance for Joseph Namario.
There's the man of the moment.
Yes, it's been a mixed bag this afternoon for Bertrand Kite.
Yeah, Joseph Namario gone. Yeah, in comes Don Mansale.
Jason Bottling Lucien Engay. Bottling looks a good addition to this Tafea team, the centre half. He's got a good physique for a centre half and very good sense of positioning too. Nawo hasn't had the best of games for Tafea today. Good tackle by William. Nawo can cross. It's a good ball in, good take by Iksui. Oh, missed header. Bertrand Kai can punish Tafea. Well, that's a curious clearance by the goalkeeper. Effective enough. He won't complain too much about the strangeness of the technique. It was just important that he cleared his line some way, somehow.
Again, Bertrand Kai, that release from the goalkeeper, he managed to take advantage of the miscommunication between the two Tafea defenders. The cross wasn't as exactly he would have loved it to be. Very quiet Govin Park at the moment.
Can Magenta add to their total? They've got a corner. Wajoka's ball in, decent, headed away. Well, I think Indra, Magenta look all set to add to their tally.
Yeah, the way they are playing Magenta, definitely. I think Tafea more or less have just given up, waiting for the final whistle now with about 43 minutes. They left to survive this Magenta attack. And Magenta look the better of the two teams so far. We'll be looking at trying to add to their tally. Finish off on a high, go back to the domestic league, and we'll be seeing a few of these players for the Pacific Games next year, Gordon.
That's right, the Pacific Games take place in Papua New Guinea 2015. A lot of work being put into the preparations for that multi-sports event. Football features, of course, as it always has. New Caledonia have dominated the competition in men's football over the past two games. Fiji got runners-up in 2007.
Yeah, Fiji's last win was 2003 at the stadium in Suva, beating New Caledonia in the final. And Esala Masi captained that team, the great Esala Masi.
Chance on the counter-attack. Look at the pace of Bertrand Kai. Taking on Jason Bottling. He can't keep it in, though.
Not happy with himself. Thumbs up to the ball player. Released him. T-shirt up. Bertrand Kai.
Mansale giving it away so cheaply. Taken quickly. Oh, now Tafea, they have a chance. Good stop by Iksui. Might have been better to cross than to shoot.
It was Bong Carlo there, quickly taking the free kick, getting the ball back, trying to drive it in. Iksui, who has not had much to do apart from that header that came in the first half. He saved that well, and now again he managed to do that. As we see Bertrand Kai once again proving to be the nemesis for the Tafea defense and nuisance, which they would not be enjoying right now.
Well, you can't replace experience. Bertrand Kai brings bags of that.
Alan Mozan still barking out orders.
Ball's taken out. Well, Gerald Toyaka hasn't given a free kick there. Well, Ceylon Rule had a trial with Stoke, the English Premier League club, not too long ago, and it's really encouraging news to hear that he could be going back there.
Watched him at the Under-20 Oceania playoffs in Fiji last year. It was one of the most impressive goalkeepers.
Well, Dokanengo's gone down in a heap. Place continued. Chance for Nawo. Weak effort, but at least the chances are starting to come for Tafea.
Yeah, a routine save there, the goalkeeper. But again, Joseph now breaking through on that right flank. Two chances in the second half. Looks like Tafea could, on the counter in particular, that's what they are doing as they try to release Bertrand Kai once again with his pace. But the defenders of Tafea a lot to desire of, because the way they've been clearing these balls has not been impressive for Moise Poida. Bill Nichols goes down in a heap. Should be alright. Walking pace once again. It picked up a little in the midway for the first half. Walking pace once again with the players got it.
Yeah, certainly following the pattern that we've seen over the course of the previous match days. The 1 o'clock games are played in sweltering heat, and the competing teams tend to play at a pace that reflects the conditions. Don't forget, we've got a water break that will take place in this half in the 25th minute. We're into the 8th minute of the second half.
Replacement there. Jonathan Kaku is on.
So Alan Wazon is shuffling his deck. Kaku came on and really impressed in the first game of the tournament. Even though Magenta lost, he added a lot of composure. And keeping the ball in these conditions is going to be very important. That's a good ball from Joseph Nawo. Chance for Boncalo. Oh, his cross flashes across the face of the 6-yard box. That was a position where Boncalo might well have shot.
Yeah, that's where he needed to shoot, he did not, and where he needed to cross, he did vice versa. As we watch it again, released well by Joseph Nawo, plays a brilliant ball through, beats the defenders. Boncalo plays it in, takes another shot, and just places could have. And Boncalo, I think the 3 chances that Tafea has had, if they would have put at least 2 away, they would have been level in this match by now.
Look, he had Don Mansale unmarked in the middle, and that's what he was probably thinking about. Tafea just starting to claw their way back into the game. They're going to have to take one of these chances sooner or later if they're going to turn this result around.
Lidovic goes into the books for that foul on Don Mansale.
Oh, that's a late challenge and a half. That was well worth the yellow card. So Jacques Winamet, we know, can deliver a quality ball. He's got 5 targets. And I'll put the commentator's curse on him. He's just bashed that over the top of the crossbar. Needed to be a little bit more thoughtful with his delivery there. So 10 minutes into the second half, it's Tafea 0, Magenta 2. Dummillet Good turn by Sanso. He's got a free kick for his troubles. Taken quickly by Bernard Irv. Olivia Dokonengo. Tackled by Jason Botling. Tries to pick out Nawo. It's cut out by Wakanumene. Makalu. Wajoka. Makalu. That's a good piece of play from Magenta. That isn't perhaps the usual quality we've come to expect from Pierre Wajoka.
Tafea about to make another replacement, Moise Poita. And Pio, as we see Bonkalo in the picture there, missing that great chance a little bit earlier on. It's great to see Pio Wajoka still, as Bill Nichols comes in with the footwork. Gets brought down, referee says it's a goal kick. But it's great to see Pio Wajoka still demonstrating, despite his age, still got it at this level, despite having lost that speed. Got it.
Yeah. Look, there's 3 players in this tournament, well 4 in fact, that have stood out for me despite their age. James Naka, Ivan Visilic, Pierre Wajoka and Olivia Dokonenga. They've still got that technique and craft and guile and experience, and they're still really good to watch.
Yeah. Banamot is replaced. Emak comes in for Tafea. I think Ivan Visilic would still be the standout in this age category right now, with his cool, calm play in the defense for Auckland City. Actually lasted the 90 the other day, didn't he? It was surprising to see.
Yeah, in these conditions in particular. He came off in the first match, and you only need to look at the goals against column for Auckland City to know that they haven't conceded any, and you know, along with James Pritchett, who tomorrow will make his 200th club appearance for Auckland City. He's the first man to go through the double century barrier for that club, and he'll also make his 49th OFC Champions League appearance, which is also an ongoing record, and it's a possibility could become the first to 50.
See Dalong double lip there, big foul, just a clip on the back of the heel and down to receive attention. Should be back on. Yeah, it's James Pritchett, and what a game he had for Auckland City the other day, which we called from Churchill Park. And James Pritchett and showed us why. I think he said 10 years at Auckland City.
10 years,
yeah,
that's right.
That's a long time at this level, in particular with coming from the leagues such as the ASB Premiership.
Yep, James Pritchett has been there and done that in Oceania. Wakanumene on a ranging run from centre back.
And reading about the 2 Seans in the Auckland City team, about the release that came out yesterday.
Yes, that's right. Sean Lovemore and Sean Morris joined the club from Hawke's Bay United. And Wajoka's got a yellow card. It's his second of the tournament, so he would be due a suspension if Magenta were to continue. They're not, of course. So Wajoka will just have to watch how he travels in the rest of this game. A swing and a miss from Botling, given straight back to Nichols by Yenge. Well, that foul on Bertrand Keisman, well, it's offside. Maybe he just slipped.
Here also interesting, talking to some of the Fijian players as we see Pierre Wajoka having gone down in the books of the referee, Jared Oyaka, the captain for AS Magenta. And then also talking to the players from the Amical side, in particular the Fijian players who play for Amical, Savanangelava, Eleche Tuilau. We'll come back to that after this one.
Good cross. Bernard Irv's underneath it. Well, he was shaping to volley. Still got it, Bernard Irv.
Yeah, as we mentioned, a big payout or payday for the players if they do win this OFC Champions League, coupled with the prize money that Oceania has put on. So it'll be a handsome reward for the Amical players. And talking to some of the players who moved across, they did not eventually want to move across, leaving their families, etc. behind, but it's just the payday that they get playing for teams like Amical. And Oceania football now, with most of the clubs, is becoming expensive affair and a good payday for the players who are selected in these teams.
Well, that's a good ball by Majoka. Bertrand Kai cuts back in. He can't manage to wriggle beyond Ignace Yamak. Manuhi. Powerful header by Wakanumane. Play spread wide down this left. Damale. Nawo. Well, that was a gentle challenge by Nawo. Makalu will pick those sort of balls up all day. Sanso gives it away. Damale. Well, Nawo's just not had one of his better games today for Tafea. Nichols. Spots Kai. He's under-hit it. Yenge wins an important ball for his team. Oh, and a chance presents itself for Damale. The goalkeeper has taken him out, and it's a penalty for Tafea.
And what's the caution going to be like? Talon Doublelip, we've mentioned he's been the danger man for Tafea as the goalkeeper came out trying to cut it out, but he took, as we see the replay, there you go, released well by Manui. Talon Doublelip turns away from the goalkeeper and just brought down into the penalty box. No hesitation, penalty, and it will be taken by Bonkalo. Talon Doublelip escaping the attention of the defenders, but not the goalkeeper, but done in an illegal manner. And Bonkalo now has a chance to pull one back for Tafea and make this game more interesting for the next 30 odd minutes, or less than 30 minutes to go.
This could be very interesting indeed for the rest of this game. Jelinek Sui against Bonkalo. Carlo with a penalty. Strikes it well. Tafea have pulled one back.
Bonkalo has had a good game, has had a good tournament as well. Gets his name on the score sheet. Bonkalo. He just looked and he just rifled it in. Just drove it in, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. 2-1, game on for the remainder of this match.
Well, we had written them off somewhat 10 minutes ago. Bill Nichols is substituted. And it's Kalaj Nipate who returns to the scene. He started the first game, Nipate, and Alan Wasson obviously feels he needs another goal to make sure this match and the 3 points goes his way. So can Magenta hold on, Indra?
Yeah, I think Tafea have been trying when this game, second half has got underway, as we've seen, Gordon. And then the good part about Tafea is they haven't given up, even being down 2-0. We thought they might have been done and dusted after that first half, but they have been trying. They've been rewarded with 1 goal, and as we said at half time, the coach Moise Poida would take a 2-all draw anytime this afternoon to finish off the tournament. Much cooler conditions here at Govind Park.
Nawo. Well,
he's gone.
Ludovic Wakanumane has already been suspended once in this tournament. He's a physical sort of a player.
I think what has saved him there is that yellow card a few minutes back, because the referee must have taken that into consideration, not flashed the yellow. As we see, comes in with the challenge on the star, Joseph Nawo.
He was lucky.
Yeah, he's very lucky. I think that yellow card just a few minutes ago saved him. If not, he could have been off.
Dunlop is poised over the ball. Tafea have pushed almost every player forward. They've got 9 in and around the Magenta penalty area. Dunlop, Yellow Nixui comes with it and punches as a foul. Spotted by Gerald Oyaka. So we're almost midway through the second half. There is a water break less than 4 minutes away.
Yeah, to make it interesting, if as we think with the result of this match, Bar goes through, as we see Moise Poida on the screen, backing out orders once again to his team, and the Vanuatu, that's a fair coach rather, also the Vanuatu under 19 mentor. It'll be Bar qualifying as the winner of this pool. Will be hosting the one leg of the semi-final at Govin Park, and expect a bumper crowd to turn out at that time, with Bar having to make the semi-finals, and also 2 Fijian teams will be featuring in the OFC Champions League next year. That's the plus, all thanks to the men in black.
Yes, well, they've performed pretty much as we thought they would. Nandi have struggled badly in this tournament, and of course the OFC made public the decision that 3 players from the Nandi team will be suspended for the duration of the group tournament, pending a further investigation once the OFC Disciplinary Committee is able to be convened next week. Those players include, of course, Samuela Drew, Uriah Loki and Ratu Bainavalu.
Yeah, the offenses, I think, are severe, not acceptable at this level. 2 dangerous tackles, 1 spitting at an opponent.
That's right, Colin
Not
Marshall
tolerated
of
at
Abacal
this
was
level,
on the
buddy.
receiving end
Yeah.
of the spitting offence.
And then again, there's something you pointed out in the first half. The assistant referees have been spot on. That was picked up by the assistant in that match. Back at Churchill Park tomorrow at 1 p.m. It's Nandi versus Dragon. A dead rubber, and then at 4 p.m. the big one we're all waiting for tomorrow's match day. And
Well, that was a short back pass that interested Joseph Nawo. Bonkalo got involved. Clearance by Wakanumene. Helped on only as far as Jonah Turu. Winjo William. There's his cross. It wasn't really in a danger area. It let Magenta off the hook in terms of pressure. Here's Bottling. Turu. Manuhi. Wajoka tried to help it on first time for Kai. Winjo William trying to hold off Bertrand Kai. Plays the ball all the way back to Sialoni Erul. Urges his team forwards. Launches it long. Good win by Wakanumene. Turu. Bottling. And the clearance is going to produce a goal kick. Oh, sorry, a throw-in. I do apologise. Jonathan Kaku, the player who knocked it out. Oh, Alan Mozon doesn't agree with Gerald Oyaka's decision.
watch the replay. Yeah, that is definitely a foul, but again, coaches and players never accept those. Always they are right, but it's just part and parcel in life in football. Once the referee's made his decision, it will never change.
That's a good ball. Nawo. Oh, it's been taken on further. Oh, and the finish was poor from Don Mansale.
Mansale had a chance to level things up and make it more exciting. Great work by Joseph Nawo. This time he appears on the right-hand side. All this while he's playing on the left. Great ball coming in there. Joseph Nawo backheels it. Don Mansale escapes the clutches of the defenders, bullets it right over the crossbar. And that's been a trademark of this game for the Tafea side, minus the penalty. Every time they've had a chance in and around the 18-yard box, all they've done is putting it over the crossbar and not testing the AS Magenta stopper.
His long ball caught comfortably by Exui. So no water break taken. Perhaps the conditions down on the pitch have meant that by agreement this is not going to take place. Turu, oh dear. Wajoka, he's got Kai to his right. Slips it through for Napate, who goes through. He's kept it in. Kai's at the far post. Cross not good enough. Senso goes down. No penalty. Be good to have another look at that one again. I think Gerald Oyaka got it right. So the pendulum swinging back in favour of Magenta. Dokaningo. Oh, lovely turn by Dokaningo. Taken out. Moison's left his technical area. Gerald Oyaka arrives. What will the referee decide? The substitute, Ignis Yamak, is going to get a yellow card. Confirmation of the booking. And a free kick to come. This was the earlier possibility of a penalty shout. It's Winjo Williams.
Winjo Williams just put himself between the man and the ball.
Yeah, and Cedric Sanso lost his footing.
Celoni sets up his wall. Free kick to be delivered by captain Pierre Wajoka.
Good ball in. Punched away by the keeper. And offside flag is up. So, we're inside the final quarter of an hour. Tafea 1, AS Magenta 2. In the penultimate game in Group C. Well, this will be a good boost for New Caledonian football. AS Mondor, who were in this competition last season, were soundly outclassed. They only managed to draw in their 6 games. It was a draw that knocked AS Dragon out of the semi-final picture, but they were also beaten 12-2. That's right, 12-2 by Auckland City at Kiwitea Street, in one of the most bizarre matches I've seen in this competition history. And Mondor in 16 games have only drawn 2 and lost 14. So Magenta are going to restore some pride in New Caledonian club football if they can hold on.
Pleasantries exchange there on the far side. Getting heated. A moment or two. Olivier turns away. Don Mansell comes in between him and the ball. Then he overruns it. Off the ball.
Well, this is AS Magenta's 25th match in Champions League history, and presently they have had 9 victories. Today would be their 10th, and in the all-time Champions League table, they sit 6th behind Hikari United, Bar, Tafea, Waitakere and Auckland in that order.
It's good to have them back here in this competition, isn't it? AS Magenta.
Yes, it's been 3 years since they last appeared. They won 2 games, drew 1 and lost 3 in that group.
Jared Oyaka from the Solomon Islands taking good control of this game so far. There's the man. Bertrand Kai has been basically a absent figure in the second half. We haven't seen him do much after the first half efforts of Bertrand, or maybe just the Tafea defense have tightened up on his runs that he was doing on those flanks for the AS Magenta team.
This is Kai taking on Bottling, who gets the better of him, concedes a throw in.
Counting down, 13 minutes plus added time to go in this match. I think both teams would be...
Good ball by Wajoka. Veteran Kai puts it in the back of the net. Well, I don't know about this injury.
It'll be interesting to see this one.
If we can get another look at that, that would be interesting. I thought that Kai was onside, but difficult to tell from this angle. Well, that looked like it could turn into an explosive moment.
Yeah, Don Mansell has been involved in a lot of those moments, and it's all been on the outball situation or the goal kick situation, and it's interesting. Bertrand Kai, we spoke that he had become an absent figure in the game, and he almost got his second goal of the game. Oh, he did get the goal, but it didn't count because they're offside calls.
Winjo William. Zika Manuhi. Yamak. Oh, and very scrappy game, we have to say. It hasn't risen to any great heights. It's been a lot of industry, but a shortage of creativity. Example there from perhaps one of the game's chief creators, Pierre Wajoka. Turu. Well, it's just all getting rather tired. Wajoka slips it through to Nupate. Well, he should have shot earlier. It doesn't matter. The ball has ended up firmly in the back of the net, and that, I think, could seal the points for AS Magenta. That was a wonderful finish. Indra, it looks like curtains for Tafea.
Yeah, I think Saloni as well thought, as we see Zinamate, he comes in. It was a poor clearance by the defense of Tafea, as we see again the captain, Pia Wajoka, goes in and plays in the party onside, takes it on his right foot, rifles it in, giving Saloni no chance. He just stood shredded. So look at it from behind the goalpost. Saloni here trying to see where the ball is going. Turns in, cuts it in, and just rifles it to the left of Siloni. Siloni thought maybe it was going out. 3-1 to AS Magenta. Now maybe you could say game over for Tafea.
Here's a goal scorer, the substitute. Well, he missed a couple of really, really good chances in the opening game. He's taken a difficult one there, and it was superb. Excellent pass. His confidence is flowing. Bertrand Kai. Pierre Wajoka gets it back and can't get around Zika Manuhi. Tafea on the counter-attack. Nawo, haven't seen much of him for a while. Damalin.
Caught offside on the other side, Joseph Nawo. Moise Poida thought his side was back in the game. They gave away a goal again, 3-1. AS Magenta restoring a 2-0 or 2-goal different scoreline with about 8 minutes to go in this game plus added time. See what can Magenta come up with. Will they get another? Will Tafea get one goal back to make it more interesting? But definitely both these teams do not look up to scratch to be a last four side based on the display seen in front of us today.
No, it's fairly obvious, Indra. I totally concur with the point you make. One team's just lacked a bit of experience, and the other has just lacked a bit of quality. I think AS Magenta, they've only really assembled their best team in the last two games.
Cedric Sensor draws a foul, free kick to AS Magenta. Bertrand Kai looking very relaxed, hands on the hips, waiting to get maybe his name on the score sheet once more. Both the coaches out on the edge of the technical area, trying to give some final instructions for the last minutes of play.
Makalu. Bernard Irv. Can Magenta add to the tally? Makalu. Decent ball in. It was an awkward one for the goalkeeper to collect at the near post. Here rule goes long. Nawa gives chase. We're in the 85th minute. It's Tafea 1, Magenta 3. Oh, through the legs of the defender, Bertrand Kai. He's heading for the penalty area. He's got a teammate to his left. He couldn't get a quality cross in. Kai, he did all the hard work. Sanso. Kaku. Dokanengo. Still going, Olivia Dokanengo. Well, Joker was feet planted firmly in the turf. He didn't react to that slick pass. It was the defender who did. Manuhi plays it wide to Mansale. Now Yamak. Given away to Sanso. Tied legs all over the park at Govan Park. The final 4 minutes of the group stage and the tournament for Tafea and Magenta. Little surprise that there are some tired looking faces out there. Moise Poida watching his team play out their final few moments in the competition.
See Marvin Durandamo in the background there, the bar striker. Waiting for the next game. Bertrand Kai goes off, Gotti. Good afternoon for him. But the first goal that he missed and was scored by Bill Nichols will be remembered.
Yes, he's being replaced by another veteran, Paul Poatinda, who's taking over the armband, it looks like, from Pierre Wajoka, who's off.
Yeah, it's Pierre Wajoka. Bertrand just got to get a sip of water.
So is that the final chapter in the OFC Champions League career of Pierre Wajoka? He's a marvellous player. Be interesting to see if he can push one more season out with Magenta in the 2015 edition.
Nea Bennett is another one who got 4 goals yesterday. Been around for a while.
That's Loic Wakanumene, the player who stayed down. So 2.5 minutes left of this one.
Weather changes all of a sudden.
Yeah, it looks as though we're going to get some rain here. Perhaps in time for the second game. Nawo. Against Makalu, against Wakanumene. Try and win a free kick or offload the ball. Zika Manuhi. Turu. Helped on by Yamak, Don Mansale. Yamak stays forward. Oh, it's cleared at the far post by Leopold Makalu.
This time Makalu was called into action in his own defense rather than what we've seen him do in the first half and some moments in the second half as we see the ball come in. Played well across by Jonah Turu, the captain, and Don Mansale. Just across the goal mark. Just needed a touch, just a touch. And it would have gone in. Was not to be, as now Bertrand Kai all by himself up front. The ball beats him out of play.
Thank God it's raining.
So we're inside the final minute of normal time. Tafea 1, AS Magenta 3. And the New Caledonians are in full control, or are they? Are we set for a grandstand finish? Mansale! Well, he was too selfish, Don Mansale. He tried to force it past Yelanek Zui. He had Joseph Nawo in the 6-yard box to his left, and he couldn't find him. There you can see, just starts to peel off from Leopold Makalu. Nawo, you can see he's totally unmarked. Mansale was never going to beat the goalkeeper from that angle. He's got a corner as a consolation. 3 minutes of time added on to be played minimum. Points look safe for AS Magenta now.
Safe to say Bar has stopped this pool. AS Magenta to finish second, depending on the Hekari result.
Nawo, offside. Yes, victory here for Magenta has lifted them into second spot. Tafea with 3 points dropped to third, and Bar have won this group without even kicking a ball this afternoon. So that's going to reinforce Ugendra Dutt's decision to go with a much changed lineup.
Yeah, and I think getting a big break this afternoon. We'll know in about an hour from now, Gordon, but might be getting a big break as we see Bertrand Kai.
Well, Kai does well to stay on his feet. Most strikers would have maybe been very open-minded to falling over and trying to milk a penalty off the referee. Well, that's the type of player that Bertrand Kai is.
Yeah, as I was saying, a big break coming up most probably this afternoon for one of our Fijian under-20 squad members, Samuel Namenia, who's the younger brother of Malakai Tiwa, and he's been classed as a better player than Tiwa, Gordon, and you've watched Tiwa closely over the years.
Yeah, that's saying something. I was always a big fan of Malakai Tiwa. I remember him scoring 7 or 8 goals at the 2008 OFC Men's Olympic football tournament qualification competition in Lautoka. Oh, that's almost put in the back of the net by Leopold Makalu. His goalkeeper Yelan Nixui kept his head pretty well to use his feet to deal with it. Inside the final minute of time added on, assuming Gerald Doyaka doesn't have any further stoppage time to add at his discretion. Free kick for Tafea. Poatinda getting a talking to from Don Mansale.
And it's the goal scorer that will be taking that, Bonkalo. Lines it up, the referee pushes the AS Magenta defense back, the wall. 9 players from Tafea up in and around the penalty area.
Hoisted in. It's a good ball. Oh, and there were 2 Tafea players lining up for it, and neither one of them could get a head on it. They may have a corner to finish off this game. We're into the 4th minute of time added on. 3 were scheduled as the minimum. Dokanengo. Poatinda. Well, this is a break for Magenta. They could finish with a goal. Now Tafea on the counter-attack. Nawo. Winjo William. Can Tafea get numbers in the box? Chested down, opportunity for Bonkalo. Good hit. He struck that beautifully. Well, 5 minutes of additional time played. We've gone far beyond the originally scheduled 3, but no more. It's over. The OFC Champions League 2014 road ends for AS Magenta and Tafea, but the New Caledonians have come out on top. They've finished with a win and a bit of a flourish. Bertrand Kai, Kilaj Nipate and Bill Nichols were all on target for Alam Wazon's squad. And Indra, they deserved it.
They did deserve it. I think when it went to 2-1, Tafea did have some hopes, but good Zipate with that score, the third goal that killed it. And Tafea, after a brilliant start, as we see the final score, AS Magenta 3, Tafea FC 1. After a great start by Tafea, just experience letting them down, but it'll be interesting to see as we catch up with the highlights from the 90 minutes of action that we've had. See Bertrand Kai coming in with a cross, and Selone comes in and quickly taken. Goes to Mahonui. Manui releases. And a shot there by Bom Carlo straight into the goalkeeper. And this time they take it off him. It was Talong Zambalip, and then delivering it to Joseph Nawo straight into the goalkeeper. Again, Joseph Nawo. And this time he releases Bonkalo. Bonkalo just shoots it across the goal mouth. Again, Tafea trying to get back into this match. Brilliantly released again. And it was Dalong Damali brought down by the goalkeeper. And referee had no hesitation to go into the penalty spot. Penalty taken by the man, Bonkalo. Pulled one back. Tafea, another chance, floated long. This time with Don Mansell, back heel played well by Joseph Nawo, but couldn't. Then it was AS Magenta. It was the captain, Pio Joka, played in, and he just looked up and he saw Seloni on his near post, and he just knew where to Pate. Look at him, he looks up, goes across, and just places it, rifles it in, giving Seloni no chance. 3-1 at that moment. Bertrand Kai runs away from the defense. Went on his own, but the final ball inside, straight, Iruel reads it well. And then it was there, Don Mansell plays it in, and just across the goal mouth. Just needed a touch.
So we can join Magenta coach Alain Moison, who's with Jacqueline Tranvan, and this interview will be in French.
Alain, bonne façon de finir ce tournoi.
Oui, je dirais qu'on est monté en puissance au niveau du résultat. Après une défaite, un match nul, on termine par une victoire. C'est ce qu'on avait demandé aux joueurs, de finir au moins deuxième du groupe. Et puis ils l'ont fait, je crois, aujourd'hui en démontrant certaines valeurs, certaines qualités de joueurs de foot qu'ils n'avaient pas fait jusque-là.
Et Bertrand Kai était superbe aujourd'hui. Vous croyez que ça pouvait changer le tournoi s'il était là pour le premier match?
Non, je ne crois pas malheureusement, parce que le football se joue au milieu de terrain et lors des deux premiers matchs, on n'était pas au point là dans ce secteur de jeu. Voilà, on avait demandé aux joueurs de jouer enfin, de montrer ce qu'ils savaient faire, ce qu'ils faisaient en championnat. Il n'y a pas de raison de ne pas le faire là. Donc voilà, ça a été fait. Et puis Bertrand, évidemment, si on lui a demandé de venir nous aider, c'est qu'on savait qu'il avait le potentiel, à sa générosité, ses qualités techniques et de finisseur. Voilà, il a démontré qu'en 2012, ça avait été le meilleur joueur du Pacifique et il reste toujours un très beau joueur.
Merci Alain.
So victory for AS Magenta. 3 points today, 4 all up, and they finished second. Moise Poiter is now with Jackie Tranvan to give his views on Tafea's performance.
Boys, unfortunately we've finished with a defeat here in Fiji, but are you happy with how they performed out there today?
Not really. And we are coming here expecting to win this game. But the first half, the thing didn't go on our side, and I have to adapt the team by taking off one of the players and feeding the other one. They not prepare mentally, even though they have skills, they have quality. Technically they are good, but mentally they're still weak in this tournament. So you can see the performance is they are too far from this tournament. But that's football. We miss a lot of chance, and they have a chance. They convert a chance. They win this game. If we convert all of our chance, we win this game. But that's a lack of concentration, not enough experience. They have first time. They're young, but we still got time to go.
So that mental weakness, does that come down to age? And do you think when they next appear in this tournament, they'll be able to manage that?
Yeah. And for the age, yes, maybe yes. Next 2 years or next year, maybe if we can come back, the totally different team. But also we have a little problem about the distance between Nandi and Ba is too far, and then we have all of our games in schedule at 1 p.m. So the boys have to wake up early. Then 9:30, 10 o'clock we have to leave Nandi to be here. So you can see they concede goal first half, and second half they start to react, but the weather, the sun is too hot for them. So there's all these things coming to destroy our game, our mental preparation.
Thank you, Moise.
Yeah, as we see Gordon, the first of the goals, Bertrand Kai makes a run. We cannot get enough of watching this one. Bertrand cuts inside the defender, cuts Barceloni, miscues it, but it was Bill Nichols there to place it. Look at it again. Bertrand Kai.
He's got lots of pace. You know, he's got round Lucien Engate, cuts it back, and then you think, here comes the finish. Wow. He was lucky. He knows it. Bill Nichols knows it too, but
Yeah.
All's well that ends well.
And again, now we see he beats the offside trap just on the stroke of half time. This time he says, I'll do it again. Goes around the goalkeeper, places it with his left to make it 2-0.
Yeah, I thought Bertrand Kai might have actually taken this a little bit too far. That's a good touch, but this touch I thought maybe had taken him too wide, but he got it on target. And then Tafea came forward. They had an opportunity. The goalkeeper, well, he was going for the ball, but he took out his opponent, Dalong Damalit, and Boncalo's penalty was perfect. 2-1.
Boncalo has had a good game and a good tournament, finishing it off this afternoon with a goal to his name, and then a poor clearance in defense, and then again it was Pio Ajoka.
Ipate cuts back onto his right foot, slams it into the back of the net. This is a great finish. It was a very difficult opening game for Napate. He missed some really good chances in Magenta's first game, came on as a substitute when the pace had dropped off here, and there we saw that wonderful goal that he scored. So all that remains for me to do is thank you, our viewers, for joining us for the first match here today. And on behalf of myself, Gordon Watson, and my co-commentator, Indra Singh, I wish you all a temporary farewell. Join us back here at 4 p.m. as Bar get to cement their semi-final place. Thank you and goodbye.